Hello. All right. I have got everything set up. I'm ready to go. Um, if you were here last week, you can see that I've done a little bit more. I've got the I don't think you can see my cursor, but I've got oh, there it is. The background's a bit drawn in. I finished this guy in the bug. Some more backgrounds. I started to draw Yellow Aqua in the pool, drawn some of the water. So just got two guys and a bit of background to go, and then portraits. And then this page will be done, and this is the first page for the Death of the Elementors one shot that was written by me and Shane Siddle Sids, who couldn't make it tonight. Flying solo on this Elementals project. I gotta get back into it. What else? I think I'll just start drawing. I'm gonna draw these trees. Oh, I did all this stuff on my Surface tablet. Trying to get used to it. Trying to get the pens set up so I want them to work like these ones. This one does. I've got to go through the settings and see if I can fix it. And that version of Studio Paint is a newer version than this, so I don't know if the settings are the same, but we'll try and get it to work, because I really like how this one ends in the little spikes when I'm doing cross hatching like this. But apart from that, what else has been going on? I started making an update video for my Patreon, so the people on Patreon will be able to see that. I'll finish that off tomorrow and get it posted. Other than that, I've been doing sea mandrels from Earth, which I just recently finished the fourth page of issue 3. And that story is going to get really complicated, I suppose is the best way, especially in the art. Because if you've read the first two, all the backgrounds is just like barren desert wilderness, and he's going to be going to a city. Spoilers in issue 3, so I'm going to have to do some perspective drawing, or a bit more. There's some perspective drawing in the first two, but not heaps. So I'm just drawing the textures in the bark of this tree. Take this bit off so we can see what the feathering looks like. I'm going to make the feathering bigger in these darker places. Trying to get the spikes to curve a little bit. It describes the shape of the bark on the tree. You can thicken them and double them up when I want it to be darker. I've nearly got this one done. I think I'm gonna make the outline of this guy Tempestus a bit thicker so he pops out from the background. Make sure to follow the lines that I've already drawn. Not go over. Bits that I'm not supposed to go over. And last week I said I was going to redraw, or might be going to be redrawing some of the hands, and I only ended up redrawing this one. Good. I usually find that if I don't like a drawing that I've done, is to just wait a little bit, and then when you've forgotten what you were trying to draw, I tend to not mind what I ended up drawing quite as much as like when I did draw it, when I know what I was trying to draw and didn't quite manage to do that. That's a little tip if you're been drawing stuff and it's not quite turning out how you wanted it. Yeah. Just wait a little bit and check on it later. So this guy is called Tempestus. He's I suppose the element of air, the gas, not farts. I'm going to start on this tree at the back here. Going to rough in where the shadows were. I did a very rough thing of shadows, but I don't think they're quite detailed enough for what I want. So I'm going to go back in and do some more stuff. And I'm going to erase all this stuff around where Animus's wings are to make it easier for me to be able to see where they are. And put X's where the black bits are going to go. And so the this bit of the background is going to be quite blacked in. I'm going to push the open kind of line art of the character forward, and it's going to be dark on that side, and at the bottom going to kind of frame all the guys is the idea. Whether that actually happens, we'll see. My thing's saying something. Hold on. Okay. Just saying my bitrate is low. Hopefully the stream's working. If not, no one's watching, so I'll just keep drawing and assuming that it is still on. You make all that bit black at the bottom, and then I'll pop his wings out. I'm gonna text someone to see if my stream's on. I can look on my phone. Oh, started making it. Something's working. They're making this tree darker because it's further back in the scene. Let's see if the fill bucket will work or turn everything black. Right. Yeah, it worked. All flat. Now let's do more of this stuff. Just making kind of random shapes. I'll close up the tops because that panel border isn't on this panel. Yeah, that worked out pretty good. I'm doing bigger hatches this one because it's darker, so try to make it more grey. You squint at it, it would look grey. Get some textures on these outside bits. Check. And then there's another tree in the background here. Gonna be all black. Then I'm gonna do a little trick. Make some, gonna thicken up this line. A bit of weedy. It's going into black so it doesn't. Oh yeah, gotta close the top. It'll go out. Fill the page. Very nice. I'm gonna put the pen onto white. Could do with the white out. Just add some little textures in. That no one will ever notice. But just do it anyway. Okay, now this one. This one's in front of those ones, so I'm not going to make it completely black, but what I will do is make it mostly black. It just have like a halo around it. Because I'm trying to create depth with the background. So I want the characters to be the most forward in the picture. And then the backgrounds to have like a depth of field that tricks the eye into thinking that you're looking at a 3D picture. It's not. And then this one. So this guy's got a like a gas cloud tail, the bottom half of his body, and that's going to cut through the front of the background. And paint bucket tool is really cool when it works properly. Cuts down on a lot of time. So now I've got to pick out what bits of this is going to be black. So I think these bits be black. Make my pen smaller. And making the tree bit. Just trying to pick out bits and pieces to make the the tree look like it's got some depth. But there's a lot of stuff you've got to think about when you're making a comic book, drawing a panel or a page. I suppose with most illustration stuff. And just with comic books, it's constant. I was going to add another tree then, but I decided not to. But this tree. The back. Or pull it in so it's all like a silhouette. Then that one behind his thingy, so you don't have to draw it. I didn't close the thing that I was talking about before. If you see on the fill bucket, I've got the closed gap to as much as it can go to try and avoid that. It still didn't work. Now this is behind this tree. You want to be able to see those branches. This isn't blocked off. So now this part is from this tree. I'm going to have a think, try and make these look like leaves. And then these bits will be shadows of the, like the balls of leaves that you see on trees. Trying to make some shapes. Hey Jeffrey, thanks for turning up. Watch me draw trees. The idea that I've heard that like to explain this kind of stuff like this is that you don't have to draw a you don't have to draw the tree, you just have to draw the impression of a tree. So it's like you just have to draw something that looks like a tree. Hey Dave, Narcissus couldn't make it tonight. I think he's working nights at the moment, so he's probably asleep. So now we're gonna do. Oh, we can draw this woman here who's in the water. She's the water elemental or element. She's not an elemental, she's an elementor. This is based on the really cool design that Chris Pitcairn did. She's got cool water dreads. And you can see her skeleton through her water body. I think says originally the character designs for these guys in the 90s. Hey Pete, thanks for showing up, man. So she's either in the water or she is the water. Like she is the puddle. Drawing too much stuff that I could be drawing with the end, but finished. Missed that line. Just dropped my phone. So I've just used this basic black pattern to describe the water. Water's really hard to draw, and I haven't quite learned how to do it, but the thinking behind that is that will darken up darken up the bottom third of the panel, make her stick out more, because she'll be colored in, and the water will be different color. She'll pop out. The fire one there, which is Salignus, she's got her foot in the water. It's making the steam. Might make the steam go up that way or something, or maybe just not all the way up, because it's kind of cutting through the bit that I want black, so it will make a U shape. I always think about shapes when I'm composing panels, so the line of action is like a backwards C through the guys. And then when we turn the, what's it called, the lettering back on, that's going the same way. And then there's a Z shape for the last bit. So that's the sort of stuff I think about when doing compositions. I've got this whole bit here. In this corner, got like a rock or a tree or something coming up to fill that bit. I kind of don't want to do that here, so I'm going to make the ripples bigger. And hello, Silver Comet. Thanks for coming in. Dave says that's good, should work. Well, that's good. This character has big bird feet. I'm gonna have the water steam coming up. I want the water to be bubbling too, so I gotta figure out how to draw that. Yeah, I'm doing good, Silver Comet. Hope you're doing good too. If I make the tail just go to there, and we can have the big tree and that one. And then have terra firma's arm going over that, so that one looks like it's further back. Alright, let's fill in some black. It's called spotting blacks in the old days. Just doodling, that's good. Have a little draw along. I'm just making shapes. Did I close that one? And I say no because it's taking a second. We're getting the full I'm actually gonna redo that because that looked like a there's a camera. It looked like a terrace thing in a rock. It's not look that I want. So I want it to curl around. Be flowy like water. Let's see how that works out. Big question for everyone watching. Has anyone read any good comics or books or anything? Or seen any good movies? Or played any good video games recently? Kind of concentrate and talk. I played Titanfall 2 the other day. That was really fun. I like first person shooters, which I do. Read Absolute Batman. Ah, cool. I'm gonna get the trade of that. Check it out. Recommended good. Looks like they're having fun with it, the people making it. The most recent thing I've read is the John Burns Namor series, the first 9 issues of that. The one from the 90s. More like what I wanted. I can leave. Oh, I can draw this bit. Oops. So touch the screen with the fill bucket. Okay. Make sure to close all these ends up. Fill bucket. So that'll be a different color because I'll be coloring this too. It's starting to look like a thing finally. What we do, we'll finish. I'll draw the lady like I said I was going to before. So she's made out of water and you can see a skeleton through her bones. Is that big for a spine? How big spines are? Looks big. And again, I'm not drawing a like an accurate skeleton. Just drawing stuff that looks like skeletons. Or what I think a skeleton looks like. Big leg bone. The knee assembly. I don't know what any of these things are called. So when I color this, these will be color hold. And then I'm going to shade them in to make them darker. Look like a crazy person or it looks like you're on mute. Oh no. What would a crazy person say? So that looks a bit messy, but I'm hoping because this will be small because it's a, you know how big a comic book page is, and it's gonna fade back into the color because it's gonna be in not gonna be black. Just how I figured out, or how I've decided to draw this character. And she has like a highlight thing around her. Tibia and fibula. Fibula is these guys. Put the other one in. I'm gonna have that highlight bit go over. We've got this bit, the hip bone. Get this, some hatching on this. It's scribbly, but like I said, I'm hoping it won't show up. All the fun little details that take forever to draw. And get some more ribs coming through the back here. Doesn't look too horrible. So half of her, or a bit of her, is in the, like, sunken into the water. That's her. Some ripples. Get these colored and we can zoom out and, oops, have a look at what else we done for the pool. We've got this big bit here, right under there, under a leg, and the leg bones there. I'll leave the leg bones for a bit. Plug that one in. And look. A bit of it here. There. Oh, one more bit there. We could start to see how the pattern's filling up. That kind of looks like water. That'll do. I don't know how actual water ripples work, how they interact when they meet each other in a body of water. So I'm just going to make it up. Let's make it up and hope for the best. And get some stuff to go behind her leg, so that whole depth thing that I've been talking about, or the illusion of. Go to this layer. So what I just decided then is that there's a ripple coming up from where she's sitting. There's one coming off that bush for some reason. But where they meet, I'm just going to make them going into each other. And if that's not how water works, then I don't care. As long as it looks cool. Or more importantly, as long as the reader looks at it in their mind tells them that they're looking at someone sitting in a pool of water. You don't want the reader to have to try and figure out what you've drawn or what you were trying to draw. One of the little bits in. Hey, it's getting there. I'll get this bit in. So what's everyone doing for Christmas? Anyone going away? Doing anything exciting? I don't think I am. It's looking like a heavy metal cover. Wow. It's very nice of you to say. Relaxing and reading, that's good. I want to try and read some more stuff. More comic books. I've got these old Battletech novels that I've had for years. I think my friend gave them to me like well over 20 years ago. And it he only had it's a 3-part series, he only had the last two. And I've read them maybe 3 times, the last two. And I never read the first one, and I got it a couple of years ago. I found it on eBay and bought it. And I still haven't read the first one, so I might try and read that at some point. Guy's Cavern Library, visiting 2 sets of parents and family stuff. Dave's having people for Christmas lunch. And Jeffrey says he loves Robotech. I love Robotech too. So the guy that gave me the Battletech books, I met him as he lived at a party house in Richmond in the late 90s, early 2000s, and he had a bunch of Robotech pictures stuck up on his fridge. And we got to talking about giant robots. That's how we became friends. I don't know if that's too much. Maybe the colors will save it. I'll start doing some. Yeah, I've got to draw Salignus next. She's like a dragon looking woman. And her head's on fire. got fire on her hands and the end of her tail's fire as well. So I don't want to put any shadows on her. Robotech friends are the best kind of friends. They are. I was just looking at my there's a Jetfire figure. Is the Robotech or the Macross Valkyrie figure from Transformers in the 80s. Such a good toy. Hopefully start again. Hopefully I'm getting to work on New Sky stuff at some point. Issue 6 is next. Sweet. Oh, I had an idea for what we could do for the Sky's Cavern Library story if I drew it. We'll need to talk about. I reckon you got the water pretty good. Oh, that's good. To draw a foot. I don't know how I'm gonna draw the bubbles. Maybe I'll just do should make them all different sizes. As she's boiling the water is the joke, I suppose. There's something else to think about when you're drawing comics is to, wherever you can, have the characters doing something. Like if you look at old superhero comics, the characters will be almost always moving. They're always doing something. Let's see if we can get this. Fill in and not fill in any of the little bubbles I drew. Sorry, someone talked at me right as you were telling me your idea. What was it again? I didn't actually say it. But I thought of an idea where this guy's got the library, and in the library there's an arcade game and it's Final Dragon. And then whoever's visiting, or I can't remember the characters' names, but I think there's a girl character. Maybe they're looking at the thing and they don't know what it is. And Sky's saying, though, I can finish it on 1 credit, and it's either a younger person, they don't know what a credit is, or that you had to pay for each turn on or each go on video games in the old days. And then the other person puts in the coin and then gets taken into the game. And then there's a twist at the end, which I won't say just yet. But then it could be fun to draw. I like drawing the Final Dragon characters, and then trying to draw them in a pixelated style at the start when they're on screen, and then when the other character goes into the game, drawing them in comic book style. It'd be fun. It's just an idea. The boiling water is great. Good, thank you. You guys are so nice. I'm going this way. I'm gonna close that off a bit first. There's certainly a lot of black on the page now, which is good. And there's not much left to do. This character, Terra Firma, I can find the picture. Hold on. Is super detailed. That's the one I'm going to be drawing now. Nope. Yeah, that guy. That. All flowers. I'm not going to draw the flowers. I decided for this issue because it's so much detail. It's cool for a concept, but when you have to draw it lots, maybe if there's a real close up of that guy, I might. But just as a general rule for this issue, this is going to be 12 pages. Just a little short story that I don't want to draw all that stuff. I should put up the one that I'm drawing. Oh, yep. That's what she looks like. I drew that one. That's not Chris's one. Looks great. Thank you. I don't know how big that is on your screen, but see she has the weird bumps on her hip bones. The thing you've got to be careful with when you're drawing digital is you have to remember that the comic book is this big and she's gonna, that figure's gonna be like this big in real life. If you go in and do all these crazy details, it's just not gonna print. Wasting time. It's just gonna make, if the printer prints it at all, it's just gonna be a little grey splodge. Which I found out from a page in Radical 3, which I might have a copy here. Yes, I do. Is it 3 or 2? I think, no, it's 2. But I do have 3. Let's see if I got a copy of 2 handy. No, that's one. Bear with me. Sounds like a great idea. Who's to say he can't have a magic teleportation arcade machine with multiple games in it? Let's do it. That's sweet. Oh, I think I found one. Okay. So in Radical 2, I spent about a week drawing all those little figures around this guy. They've got fully detailed costumes. Make my camera bigger. Some of it came out in the thing, but you see on like Thor's legs. I think I might have drawn like all the chainmail and stuff on his legs, and it just didn't come out in the print. So now I know to get try and get perspective on what you're drawing, so you're not wasting time. Whoop. What do you think of giant size Batman Hush to medium? I don't know what that is, so I'll hold my judgment on that. Her legs look like oh, she doesn't have knees. I always forget. It's an A3 size comic. Oh, that might be cool. It's Jim Lee's artwork. Would look sick. Like the artist editions, that they're really cool. Get the perspective on this new cup. The visible. Let me start again. Orthrook says, but the details should be visible in the digital edition, right? Yes, probably. Even though I don't have a digital edition. But yeah, I think that's a good point. I never think of comics in that way because I'm old. That's a really good point. So if you were drawing for um predominantly for a digital um like what's the distribution, I suppose, then go and stick on the details isn't that much of a bad thing. never been able to kind of enjoy digital comics that much. I even at one time had Savage Dragon on the Comixology, and I think it was issues that I already had that I knew I liked already, and I read them on my tablet, and I didn't like them. It just wasn't connecting to me or with me. I think it's something about holding the paper. It's just because that's how I've always interacted with comics. That it just didn't hit right. I've never really bothered with them. Although saying that, my Master Axe book, I do want to put out on a webcomics website. Whatchamacallit, I just don't know. I haven't chosen which one to do it on. Is there predominantly like manga style comics on those sites? I don't know if there's any with the more Western styled uh, audience, but even if it's just as a like a holding spot, a place to put it so people can see it. Because it's a 56 pages in black and white. I don't know how well that would sell, or how much it would even cost to print, and then how much is that gonna cost per issue and stuff like that. So the idea is for at the moment to put the Master Axe on some sort of digital platform. Okay, Dave. See you when you get back. She have 5 fingers. I'm gonna say, oh look, it's not. She does. I think I made one of them big. Yeah, that one. This thing is it. Hey, Nick's here. She's got. I feel like her skin's like some sort of rocks or like I don't know, like really strong with all the jagged edges. the zoom out. What I'm drawing. Oh yeah, her hand's on fire, so the fire goes over the top. I just like to put a couple of hot rod flames in when I draw fire. And these little escapey bits. Yeah, she doesn't have different fingernails. Okay, what's next? We'll draw the other arm. Her face is hard to draw. Oh, did I got it there? I think that's drawn from I don't remember if I drew that from memory or if I referenced Chris's drawing. Is there a way to get, what does that do? Might have to draw a face later. But we can keep going on stuff. Is that hand is too small. There's I've drawn the other one. Is this in the way? Be smaller. Alright, let's draw this hand. All there. Oh yeah, the fire. Fire. Fire is good for showing direction and movement. So she's coming down. I think to stick her foot in the water. So the fire's going up. Like that. any little thing you can get um, to show movement on on a non-moving drawing is good. Yeah, that bit's all. I'll draw the steam. Oh, she's got a big tail as well. I forgot. Draw a tail, steam, some little background stuffs. I think I'll call it quits for tonight. The thing I was saying about movement before, the steam's really good for that too. Steam and smoke and things can show you like where the wind's going. If someone's run past it really fast. Things of that nature. I get a tail above the it's called word box. The tail seems to be on fire. Why won't it let me move this one? That's mostly on the top to start. That's about halfway down this way. Oh, and it doesn't have a big Charizard flame at the end, it just ends in a flame. There you go. It's the power of checking your references. But also that sort of stuff where I just draw stuff, like draw the characters, is without referencing them. So sometimes that's how I come up with better costume ideas. The problem with that is if you've already drawn them in the original costume, you have to go back and change it all to match. But a better costume is always better than a not better one. You got these little lines to show that the tail is a tube shaped appendage. There's her tail. What else did I say? Do some little background dealies. Put some rocks. Little tufts of grass. Let's see where. Oh, that's going to be her wings. Where's that tree going to come down to? Covering most of it. There, so I figured that out later because you guys can see she's got big wings. Which I've never really had to draw before, and giant wings take up a lot of space on panels. Maybe should look at some Archangel or Angel stuff from X-Men to see how those artists dealt with the wings filling up the panel. Because I haven't quite figured it out. There's some stuff there, but I need to think about it. And I'm a bit tired at the moment, so that will do for today. We got a bunch done, a lot more than last time, where I drew that guy and most of the dinosaur and the animus. We still got the huge terra flora, not terra firma. Let me zoom it out. What button is it? That one? Oh, that one? Nope. That one, yay. And we can see what the page looks like. I'll zoom back in. We've got a leg, a head, and then that half quarter of a panel to go. Need to fill in some details up here, down here, under the Lignuses. Yeah, it's coming along. I think I'm gonna stop the streams until after Christmas. So this will be the last one for at least a couple of weeks. So when I come back, I'll have this done. I'm assuming. Probably need to redo those trees. This bit doesn't look so good. But these ones look pretty good here, at the back. And on that note, I will say thanks to everyone who came and watched, and anyone who's going to watch this later. Have a sweet break, you too. Yeah, I have Instagram and shit. It's Ed Kisley Art and Patreon. Looks fantastic. Thank you for Farouk. Hey, it's Pandemonium's here. What else? Yeah, read lots of comic books, draw them, do cool stuff. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching. It'll be up on Facebook and Instagram and stuff when I'm gonna do the next one. But I want to take a little break for Christmas. Is one of the things I want to do is catch up with the guy I was telling you about who gave me the BattleTech books. He's currently on tour doing the lights for Regurgitator, and that tour finishes this weekend. So I want to catch up with him next week. So that should be cool. And there's a free punk gig at the Tote on Saturday afternoon. The Kmart Warriors. Another one of my friends is the singer for that band. So I'm thinking of going to see that. See how it goes. But I think that's it. yeah, thanks again. This was a fun stream. We'll do it again a couple of weeks, maybe after Christmas. Have a look on it. They're probably sometime around maybe the second week of January or something. That's maybe a month. We'll see what happens. All right, I'm gonna turn the thing off. Okay, bye.